Alright gang, it's been pretty slim here lately at yard sales and flea markets for me. I have come across interesting items, but nothing that's really appealed to me until about maybe 2.5 weeks ago. I picked up this box lot of cars at a yard sale, and I've been striking out at yard sales a lot here this year, 2016. But this time, I feel like I did something. It was an interesting yard sale. The few I've been to lately have really been nothing that appealed to me, except this yard sale. I bought a few items, and I'm going to do another video of some other items that I purchased. But I bought this lot of cars. At the time, I had no idea what these cars were. I had never seen them before. But the reason why I bought them is I'm a Ford fanatic. I have a few Fords in my yard, and all these are Ford products or Mercury products under the Ford family, of course. Now I've got the car set up into two groups, this side and this side. That's based off their launchers, and I'll show you the difference in the launchers shortly. Now the cars are almost 6 inches long and just shy of 2 inches wide. Now on the left side, these three cars have the same style launcher: a 70 Torino, Mercury Cougar, and a Ford Thunderbird. This side here we have Mercury Montegos, two of them. This one has a launcher, a 72 Maverick Grabber. I used to own one of those with a launcher. Launcher's damaged. It's two 72 Torinos. The launcher was with this car, but the Torino on the back's got some slight damage, but no launcher. And the damage is to the post on this side and a cracked windshield. The Mach 1 as well has no launcher. Now when I got these, I started to look into them, and what I discovered was that on the bottom of the car says FUNMATE, and they were giveaways. And where I saw them, how I found out that they were giveaways is online. What is the ball-headed Mr. Clean? There's a Mr. Clean bottle, and it has what looks like the Mercury still attached to the bottle, the Cougar that is. Doing more investigating, they had Indy cars, and then there's a guy that has a FUNMATE car in this size without a launcher. It's an Oldsmobile, and apparently that's a rare one. And I looked to see, he's asking $79 just for the car without a launcher. But the car looks in pretty good shape. So apparently it's a rare car. To me, it's not worth $79. It's just a bunch of little plastic. But when I go and looked at what they sold for in the past, he's in that neighborhood. I saw him as low as 60 bucks and up to 70 bucks. So with that being said, I'll get the launchers separated and show you the differences in the launchers. Alright, so I've got the Torino sitting on the ramp style launcher, and I have the Cougar on the, I guess we'll call it a pin launcher. Now I'm going to assume this style car and launcher came out first, and then probably some kid poked his eye out or something. They changed the launcher from this pin launcher to a ramp launcher. Okay, now basically some of the differences, and I'll take launchers off here in a second, but this car, you have a hole in the center of the car that has a spring in it. The car has a spring in it, so you push the launcher into that hole, compress the spring, and then you pull this lever, you push it down, and it releases the car. And they roll okay. It's not too bad for that, especially for the age. This launcher has a similar setup, but it's got a launcher peg that you push back, lock into position, put the car on a ramp, and then on the back of the launcher you push it down and it releases the tension and launches the car. So let me get the launcher separated from the cars. Okay, this is how you attach the cars to the launchers. The Mercury Cougar, you see two holes on the back, and this is the one that had the pin launcher. I'm calling it a pin launcher, I don't know exactly what you call it. When you're not using the car, you have this hole here on the right. You slip the pin in there and lock the car to the launcher to keep the compression off the spring. When you want to use it, you slide the pin into this hole, lock the car to the launcher, and you release it to launch. And the car's on the right side of the lot. That is where you attach the car to the launcher. You slip it down and lock it in the, when you're not using it, you attach the car here to the launcher. And then when you are using it, you pull the car off the launcher, lock the launcher in place, put the car on the launcher and launch it. And I'll show you the launchers now. Alright, the launcher in the front is the one that came with the Mercury Cougar. Now, the cars that had this style launcher, I noticed that the cars that still had their original launchers, the launchers matched the color of the car. Like the Thunderbird, it has a white launcher attached to it. Cougar had a red, this burgundy. As you see, this is what I'm calling the pin. It could be wrong. If I am, I apologize. This black lever, once you push the car up on the pin, it's got a hook right there that hooks to the bottom of the car. And when you push it up onto the spring and you're ready to release it, you just hold it down, push down here, and it releases the car. Fairly simple. I'm going to call this a ramp launcher. When you're not using the car, you store it here in this position. But when you want to launch the car, you pull the car off of this post, and then you'll slide the yellow piece all the way back here until it locks. And then you put the car back on the base, and then when you're ready to launch it, you just press down back here, releases the tension, and launches the car. This is the bottom of the 70 Torino that came off the cars on the left that used the pin launchers. And you see it says at the bottom Proctor and Gamble, and it just gives you a little caution notice. And if you want to read it, there it is. That's the only car that has the decal left on the bottom. And as far as the cars that use the blue launcher ramps, none of them have a decal on the bottom, so I don't know if they came with a decal. But caution decal, I'm sure they did of some sort. But this is the only car that has the decal still attached. And I don't believe that these cars had decals on the bodies at all, because I've never seen any in any of the pictures online with decals on the outside of the body. Alright, there is the front view of the Thunderbird on the left, the Cougar in the middle, and the Torino on the right. These, for giveaway cars, they have a lot of detail. And there's a shot of the back of the cars. Now on the sides, you can actually see, like the Torino has GT on the side of the fenders. They've got molding and all, but it's just kind of hard to get it to pick up on my camera. I have an old camera, I need to get a new one. But a lot of detail on these cars. Alright, there's the front of the cars on the right that use the blue launcher ramps. Got the Montego on the left, the yellow car, the Maverick Grabber, the green car, the 72 Torino, and the Mach 1 Mustang. All shot to the front ends. Alright, here's you some shots of the backs. And if you look at the yellow Montego and the red Torino, as true with any other car manufacturer, those two cars were probably built on the same production line, just different badging, different front ends. But again, good looking rear ends on the car. My favorite out of this whole lot has got to be the Montego. I mentioned that they had a lot of detail on these cars, and you could see on the trunk lid of the Torino it says Torino. I was finally able to get it to zoom in, my camera that is, to zoom in to get a good shot of that. Alright, I should be on a hard surface, but I'm going to launch this Mercury Montego from the blue launcher. It's not going to be that great because it's on a blanket, but we'll see what it looks like. Whoa, that was pretty good. It actually crashed into the damaged Torino. Alright, now I'm going to launch the Cougar. As I said, I have to press down this little black lever. And that's it. Alright gang, that's it for this video. These are some really cool cars. I was searching to see if anybody's posted a video of these, and I hadn't found one yet. I'm not going to say there's not one out there, but I'm going to keep looking. If you see them, grab them. If you look on eBay, they go crazy in a price range. I mean, you'll see lots of 2 for 60 bucks, lots of 3 for 90 bucks, then you might find them for 5 bucks, or without a launcher, 10 bucks with a launcher. I just need launchers. I'm going to see if I can get them all replaced. I got a feeling the toughest one would be for the 70 Torino on the left side, what I call the pin launcher, because I'll need a yellow one for that, but as long as I have one, I'll be content. Oh, something else I didn't mention, the hubcaps. They're not the same hubcaps on the cars, they're different. I wish I could just get the camera to pick up those details. It's not wanting to work with me again today. But that's it guys. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great day. Thanks for viewing.